Western Victorian farmer Bruce Crafter has long held reservations about the Chinese export market.
We've been relying on them for too much of our market space, on too many things. They've always been a little bit volatile and they're big bullies in the game.
With the looming threat of the tariff wall going up, he cut his losses last week and only planted half of his planned barley crop.
I don't know where it's all going to end. There could be a bit of a trade spat in other products.
Australia has been exporting nearly 4.5 million tonnes of barley to China each year. Beijing's decision overnight to impose an 80% tariff effectively blocks a billion-dollar market.
Australian farmers are some of the most efficient in the world. We're the least subsidised, and for this to occur now is a real kick in the guts. This one decision by a major trading partner puts into question the profitability of farmers in broadacre agriculture.
Beijing's announcement coincides with a low point in Australia-Chinese relations, apparently prompted by Australia's call last month for an inquiry into the origins of the COVID-19 outbreak.
It would seem entirely reasonable and sensible that the world would want to have an independent assessment of how this all occurred so we can learn the lessons and prevent it from happening again.
Grains farmer John Lush sees an obvious link between diplomacy and trade.
I think those coincidences are all too apparent not to have some connections to a wrap over the knuckles for Australia from what is really a very controlling government. A lot of my friends in grain trading have always said trading with China is like walking on eggshells, so I guess it's no surprise.
But Trade Minister Simon Birmingham is not willing to go that far.
From an Australian government perspective, our focus has been to engage on the merits of this dispute, and our view is there are no merits to the findings that China has made in relation to Australia's barley industry.
China's official reason for putting an 80% tariff on barley over the next 5 years is because it argues Australia is selling at an artificially low price, achieved through subsidies such as drought relief.
If they think that has specifically targeted barley and that has then enabled our barley farmers to price and sell barley in the Chinese market at a low price, then they would see that they have a case to make that.
Economist and China specialist Professor Jane Golly says although the timing coincides with the COVID-19 controversy, the barley dispute has been in the pipeline for the past 18 months.
I think we need to be very careful to jump quickly to the conclusion that China is using barley to punish us just over COVID-19. It doesn't seem likely to me that they could have pulled together this case as quickly as they would need to have done for that to be the case. And I also think there is a much longer history behind this that suggests there's a lot more to it than that.
And so the rhetoric from Australia's Trade Minister today was measured.
I can well understand why people in Australia feel concerned that there may be some attempts at economic coercion or the like occurring. But our government will always hold true to Australian values, will always be firm in the policies that we take forward in Australia's national interest.
Farmers will have to look to other markets, and China has plenty of other options. The US in particular has been putting pressure on Beijing to purchase more of its agricultural produce.
There are a lot of alternative suppliers, most prominently the United States and Canada, and so it's relatively easy for them to put tariffs on Australian barley and block those and then find purchasers from elsewhere.
Farmers face difficult decisions. What to plant against a backdrop of world politics, pandemic and diplomacy.
There's always another door that opens when one closes in international trade. So hopefully Australian marketers are astute enough to walk through that next door that opens.
When we look at the political sphere at the moment, there is a lot going on. But the reality is, decisions are being made, farmers are being hurt, and we need the Australian government to help support farmers.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.